and welcome back to the U Up podcast. I'm Jordana Abraham.
And I am Jared Freed. It is so good to be back here with you, Jordana. A Friday feels. We're in like spring, summer. It's coming. It's real. I was just saying to you before this, like last weekend, I was around New York City. Saturday was like this like 10 out of 10, gorgeous day.
Yes.
And then I was like, oh my God, this is
about to enter the season.
You're in the suburban, beautiful car, windows open. Like this is the time of year I would envy you, with the space and the ability to go anywhere. I know this is I'm speaking like a true New Yorker at this point.
No,
but,
summer in the suburbs fucks for sure.
Right.
Yes.
Right. So have you had people over the house?
So I've had people over the house in the winter.
Different.
It's a little different. So we had our first on Saturday night. We grilled.
So
we sat outside.
So this is really like,
I'm in it.
Residential. You're in it. Were people's shoes off, toes in the grass type of thing? I have a friend who has to put his feet in the grass.
I don't currently have grass because they're fixing the landscaping.
Okay.
So
the grounds aren't finished.
Yeah. No, I mean like there's like there's the patio, but the actual like backyard looks like it's from the colonies from Handmaid's Tale right now.
Okay.
If you know. It's like all dirt.
Okay.
But grass is going in soon, so I'm excited for that. But yeah, we had people on the patio. We have like grilled. Mike had his outdoor TV on. He was very excited about that.
So everyone was hanging, watching the games and game on in the background and
grill.
Is it the neighbors?
Great.
Is it who's friends? What?
No,
how did it feel?
We have no friends in the neighborhood. No. We have no neighbor friends.
Stay away from them.
Yeah.
Stay. They say bad words.
Well, I'm trying to get
We
Mike.
don't say betch in our house.
I'm trying to get Mike to make some local friends, and
Tough for men to do, as we talked about last episode.
He has no interest.
No interest.
He's basically like, it's kind of like, it was fun. It's funny. It would have been like the dream if he had said this at like 6 months into the relationship, but he's like, I've got you, I've got Ronnie. What do I need a friend for? He's like, I've got friends. They're in Manhattan.
Got you, the dog.
Yeah. I'm like, I think you need to get out more.
Got
like,
my TV.
Yeah, I'm trying to
get my grill.
Basically,
that's basically.
Yeah,
listen, this is. I mean, not to bring us back to that kind of like conversation we were having last week, but like, men are pretty simple.
Yeah.
Until it's all difficult till it isn't. Like, it's all like, why hasn't he texted back? And why hasn't he made the date? And what's going on? And if you got inside this brain, it'd be like,
nothing going on. Right?
There's nothing going on. There's a game on. I'm excited. I want to watch. I want to sit. I want to grill. I want to.
Yeah. Or even when he plays golf, I'm like, why don't you like ask someone around here to go play golf with you? He's like, I don't want to ask anyone.
I would like to play. I'm playing. I'm getting into the game.
All right, I'm going to tell him to play with you.
Send me a text.
But
I'm
still,
ready to go.
You're in the city, but you're leaving the city.
Well, tonight I'm getting on a flight. I'm going to Boca tonight.
Excited?
I'm excited. I want to see some beach. I want to see some golf. I want to see some iced coffees. I want to see some parents complaining.
The weather really does
changes your whole mindset. Yeah. And I do think, like I was thinking, I'm on the dating apps. I might delete right now. It feels like the season for deleting.
I agree.
For putting your head up,
IRL,
looking around.
summer.
IRL summer. We did it.
Back.
We've done it. We're back. I was thinking about this. People from, I'm starting to get like profiles from Staten Island on my account, and I'm like,
now it's
I think
time
I've gotten
to leave.
The end.
Time to leave.
It's time to go. I've gotten through all the eligible bachelorettes, so I
dated half of New York.
Half of New York has been on a date with me and been like, he's the guy with a dating podcast. So I'm like I think deleting, it's a good time to delete for me. I think that's kind of like what I would say to everyone else.
Is delete the apps. I think especially like it's just the hopeful time of year is deleting the app time of year.
Right. And it's like, again, go to your friend who has the yard, the grill, like go to your house and talk to people and what are you doing? I'm looking to meet someone, but mentioning it without being needy.
I meet so many people who tell me they're looking, and I don't have someone off the top of my head for them, but it is nice if I just have them in like the bank of people, and if I come across someone where I'm like, you know who you'd be a good match for?
Jared Freed.
I mean, I do that.
No, you do.
I do that.
You are a good friend.
I told you last episode, you're the only eligible bachelor I know.
Maybe men need to reach out to me.
Yeah, maybe.
And I can start.
Or me. Reach out to me.
Or you, yeah. Put some people on to some people. But
let's get some men on this show telling us their dating issues. I want them in person.
In person, you're invited into the Betches HQ.
Yes.
To talk about your dating life. So if you'd like to do that, uup@betches.com. Keep sending your emails, your red flag deal breakers, your petty or prudence, your Judge J&J. We're going to do one of those today. Icky or picky. Also, I'm going to be in London, foggy London town. I'm going to be doing a show June 25th, it looks like. June 25th. jaredfreed.com for tickets. I got a full tour coming in the fall. I'm going to do some summer dates. I'll be all over this great country of ours. And, we're done editing the special. We're almost there. So
yeah.
Hopefully
fun things are coming.
Fun things are coming. So something's coming. What are we talking about today?
All right. Let's play an icky or picky.
I love icky or picky.
Yes. Explain what icky or picky is.
Icky or picky is basically you went on a date with someone and you noticed something and
you're turned off.
You're turned off and you're wondering if you're just being picky or if it's a true full on ick.
Yes. All right.
Let's play it.
J&J, feathers. I have an icky or picky. I matched with a guy on Hinge, super cute, great banter, texted for a couple of weeks, but he wasn't making a move to hang out. So I decided to take matters into...
Right.
Bless you.
There is some...
Pollen?
I've never been an allergies guy, but I always think I have allergies. I think I got.
You might be entering your sick era.
This is my sick era?
Yeah.
Well, let's not say that too loud.
Got through COVID?
Don't wish for it. Oh my God, I'm going to be the bedridden woman from The Notebook.
No, you're good.
Tell me your dating problems.
Got through 5 years, no illness, post-COVID. Yeah.
All of a sudden.
It's all catching up.
Hey, I'm moving to Florida. That's you.
You're seasonal allergy guy now.
Yeah, do you get throat itches?
No.
I'll sneeze and then my throat itches. And I think that's like I think I have allergies of a certain kind.
Is that why you can't smoke cigarettes?
It's part of the reason. And I swallowed my own shit in the womb.
Right.
Yes.
The meconium.
Famously.
I remember.
I'm a meconium baby, as been discussed here.
Yes.
I have one leg an inch and a half longer than the other. I'm a meconium baby. We had a dog named Stoli who I didn't get along with. So when I scratch my throat, it's hard to scratch your throat. So I always wonder if people can notice this. Can I show you what I do when I scratch my throat?
Okay.
You have to look. So if you're on YouTube, you can see it. I take my tongue. And is this weird looking is what I'm wondering.
Okay.
Ready?
Yes.
It's weird?
Yes.
Oh, I'm doing this all over town.
I've never noticed you do it before.
Sometimes I do it. I take the
Do you
back
do
of
it
my
as
tongue.
obvious? Why don't you close your mouth when you do it?
I don't think I can. I'm trying
It
to.
looks like you're like sucking a penis.
Really?
Yes.
I'm doing this everywhere. I just got a haircut. I had the itchy throat. I'm doing it once. I get a haircut. The guy laughed. He goes, I'm laughing at something else.
It looks very sexual.
Really?
Yes.
I had no idea.
Show the camera again. Oh my God, yeah, right?
It's sexual?
It looks very sexual.
It's very not sexual.
Don't do that in a park. Anyway, yeah, now you know.
Well, now I know. I got to stop. I got to just deal with an itchy throat.
Maybe you need your tonsils taken out.
I think they're out.
They're out already?
Right.
You don't remember?
I don't remember.
Okay. No one should be offended if you don't remember going on a date with you. If you don't remember if you have your tonsils
I
or
don't
not.
remember going on a trip to Miami with a woman.
Yes.
Do you think I remember getting my tonsils out?
They're your tonsils.
Well, she was my woman.
All right. Anyway. Okay, so she matched with a guy on Hinge, super cute, great banter, texted for a couple of weeks, but he wasn't making a move to hang out. So I decided to take matters into my own hands and asked him to do something. He agreed to it, but then follows with, before we meet in person, there's something you need to know about me.
I scratched the back of my throat with my tongue and it looks oddly sexual. No.
Cue anxiety. What was he about to tell me? I sat there watching as his typing bubble kept popping up and then going away.
Uh-oh.
Finally, he says, so I was born blind in my right eye and I've worn a prosthetic my entire life up until 6 months ago. I'm really trying to accept it and own it. I just wanted to give you a warning that my eye is going to look a little funny and different from my photos. I could have never predicted that this was what he was about to tell me. I didn't know how to feel, but having already basically committed to this date, there was no way I could cancel without looking like an asshole. That's true. So I went. When I got there, it was...
it's going to be a no from me, dog.
Ew.
Right. Sorry, old lefty.
Yeah, I agree with her.
What's she supposed to do?
I agree with her. When I got there, it was safe to say he looked quite different from his photos. His blind eye was completely crossed inwards. I was immediately so flustered and didn't know where to look. It was all I could focus on. And I felt terrible because I also didn't want to make him feel bad. I ended up ending things with him not long after because I just didn't think I could get over it. I felt low-key catfished or I fished. So my question is this icky or picky? And when is the right time to tell someone something like this? Sincerely, blinded by love, Betch. Then she has an eye emoji, which I don't know if that was necessary.
It's funny because like I feel for this guy.
Yeah.
It is interesting what we allow, what we don't allow, like socially. Like, listen.
I don't know if there's like a time that's like the ideal time to say this. I think he's doing. I think he is doing like the best he can.
Right. Well, your pictures have to match. I mean, have to. Your pictures should
yes.
try and match the person that's going to show up on the date.
I agree.
And if this was a guy writing in about how someone wrote to them, I've put on a couple pounds and, you know, like,
you'd almost rather them just show up to the date looking different than them tell you this before the date, because it is really hard to not.
I don't know.
Cancel.
I don't know what the solution here is. The solution is up to the person who's putting up the wrong pictures. Like,
yeah, well, I'm saying I think the solution for the person putting up the wrong pictures is I don't think this is the way to do it.
No.
I think there's put the pictures on of you looking like you do now, or don't say anything and show up to the date, because
Right,
there's nothing to be gained from telling someone in the middle, because I agree with her. You can't not go at that point.
Right. And also, you know, this guy is not the one writing into us. It's her. So like these people exist out there. Like, for her, you can't say anything. Like, are you being picky? I don't think so. You're attracted to what you're attracted to. That conversation is like really hard to have publicly because, you know, this is a fun story for close friends. It's not as fun a story, you know, to tell on TikTok. You know, like, again, if like a man wrote this in, I don't think we'd be like, he would sound like a dick. You know, if it was about like someo's weight.
Well, I think she does sound like a little bit of a dick.
I don't know.
I don't think she is one, but I'm just saying, like, it doesn't. She was turned off by it, and that is something that like not everyone will be. I think I would be. I agree with her that it's a little annoying where she's kind of like misled and then told right before when it doesn't feel like so. So she might as well have not been told at all if she's going to be told right before, because you can't really cancel.
Right. And also she's wasted a night. That was a night to go on a date, and you wouldn't have gone on that date. Sadly, you wouldn't have gone on that date, and he knows that.
Well, here's another part of it. By not
putting the pictures up.
Is clearly he's insecure about it, right? I mean, she says she matched with a guy, they had great banter. He didn't ask her out.
Right.
So he probably isn't, but when she asked him out, he was down. So I'm assuming he didn't ask her out because he's trying this new thing where he's trying to be more authentically himself with his eye, which is good for him. And he felt insecure about it. And that's probably why he didn't ask her out. So he figured, oh, this person really wants to go out with me. She's asking me out.
Right. So
maybe she'll overlook it. Maybe he wouldn't have gone out if she hadn't asked, which is not to say you shouldn't ask, but I do think it's like sort of an important part of it, showing just like how he's like really unsure about how he's positioning himself, which to me means maybe he's not ready to date yet.
Well, this does go to the dreaded if he wanted to, he would. You know, like if someone's not asking you out over the app or moving it along, there's a reason. There's something. Mm-hmm. No one forgets. No one doesn't know how to make a plan. There's something we're not getting. Though, you know, so for every time that you're like, oh, we've kind of like talked past the point.
Right.
It is a lesson. Like if we're going to take anything away from this, like there's nothing we can do.
Don't ask anyone out.
Well, it's like the idea that he's like, well, but I got to let you know something isn't a surprise, you know, to me. Like, and again, like if I've talked with someone on an app and had a good conversation and then I'm like at a standstill of like whether to go out with them or not, it's usually something else that has nothing to do with them.
Right.
Or just something that like they would have nothing that they could control or, you know, get around.
But does that mean she shouldn't ask?
I don't think you shouldn't ask, but I think like you got to think of like the percentages on these things.
Right.
Like how much is there a chance that this works out when we are running away together off into the sunset? They keep going down and down and down.
Yeah.
You know, so these apps are called Tinder for a reason. It's a spark. It's quick. It's right away. So
if you're this guy,
I mean, this guy, the problem with this guy is like,
if I were this guy, you would get last matches, but I would put a picture of myself as I look now on the dating prompt.
Yes.
And I would actually put something on my bio, something that explained what was happening. I would like almost, I think it would be great to just get fully ahead of it. And then you can feel confident going into the date that you've been upfront with exactly who you are.
Yeah, I guess you could. I'm, there's also something to be said for like, if you don't love yourself, you're not gonna be able to like.
Well, that's why I'm like, maybe he's not ready to date. He's not ready
Right.
to like embrace who he is. He's still kind of like, and that's that's true of anyone who puts a picture of them with a different weight on their profile.
In addition to that, his is harder to hide than most people's are. There's a lot of people on these apps who aren't ready to date, who should probably be hanging with friends and family and getting closer to who they are and loving themselves more.
Right.
But they don't have to like put a picture of an old happier them or like, you know what I mean? Like they can get around this. So like, I feel for this guy because it's like his problems are right there in front of us.
Right. And what would we tell him if he
We'd say get yourself liking yourself more and figuring out your confidence, or put up a picture that shows who you are.
Right.
And you're going to get the people you get. This idea that like, the problem with these apps is they've gamified the dating, the catch so much that you're even catching people that aren't for you. Like if you're going...
Right, then what's the point?
What's the point?
Right.
Like if you're going out in a boat crab fishing and you're only catching salmon, you're in a river. Like you got to go somewhere else. Like you're doing this wrong. You're wasting your time. You're wasting the salmon's time. You're wasting the crab's time.
No, it's true. I mean, I think about this almost like, I'm thinking about this in a lighter version of this almost. Let's say a woman, you're about to go on a date with a woman that you asked out from Hinge, and she texts you and she says, hey, just so you know, I'm trying to be more authentically myself. So I stopped dyeing my hair. So I have a full head of gray hair.
Ah!
Just want you to know
No.
that might look a little different from my pictures.
Right. I would do the same thing this woman did. I would go, can't wait to meet you.
Right.
Because here's the other thing. And here's like the other thing that's like kind of like shitty that my brain even goes. And I hate that my brain goes. You can now be like shamed for this. Like,
for what?
If we think of like punch up, punch down, the person who wants to go out with whatever is going on with them, the thing that they're insecure about, has a power that we're not admitting to, that they can go on TikTok and be like, look at this text I received after I said that I have gray hair. And the world, literally every comment would be like, fuck this person, they're a piece of shit, gray hair matters, hashtag gray. Hashtag gray gang.
Sure.
And again, no one would like, a few people would be like, well, did they see, why didn't you have your original pictures?
There would be some people who would be like, it's not really nice to like mislead someone before.
Right, but but at the end of the day, you are.
Age is the only thing where people universally think you look like an asshole for lying about it.
Right. The age. Yeah, this is one of those things, and it's a scary reality is like, this like, if you're in the punch down of it all, you have a power to like, because on this podcast, I think we're both saying like to her, like, yeah, you weren't into it. That's okay.
Yeah.
I don't think you're going to hear that from.
It's weird to say icky because that sounds icky for us,
right.
But
you're not
fine.
icky,
yeah.
But you're icked out at the process of how they went about this.
Sure, and maybe she's also
nice
maybe she is also at it's too much for her to get over, and that's something she has to live with about herself. And like I think a lot of people are like that. It doesn't feel good to think that you're the kind of person that is turned off by that, but you are.
Well, you're not attracted.
Fine.
Just because you're not attracted to something doesn't mean there's someone out there that
I agree.
isn't attracted to it. Like the attraction thing gets talked about so stupidly.
It seems like it's like a virtue to not be turned off by things that other people are not are turned off by.
I've been saying this for years, the whole foot thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that comes from this.
Right.
Like,
but I don't think it makes you better or worse to be like, I'm okay with this or not
Right.
okay with this. It's just personal preference.
right. And I think what happens is we turn it into this, like, better or worse thing. It's like, who's decided what's better or worse?
Mm-hmm.
Who's decided what's, there's societal norms, blonde Barbie, you could go, well, that's a 10. Well, to some.
Right.
Like, maybe to more than some, but whatever. You're not going to be everyone's cup of tea. I don't know. The whole looks thing gets like kind of depressing because like the worst actors get involved.
I agree. I mean, the internet's a horrible place.
Right. So we can't even account for the internet. Yeah. Well, let's do another email. You ready?
Let's do it.
Today's advice is brought to you by our friends at Dry Bar. When you're looking for love, you're typically looking for something that will last, unless you're fine with the what are we sort of lifestyle. But hey, to each their own. Dry Bar is all about long-lasting looks, helping you take your blowout from home to work to that post-work dinner date and maybe to the morning after. But even if the date is a dud, at least you know your look will last. Let's read some emails. You ready?
Let's do it.
Dear J&J, Feather, I love you up and have been a fan of Betches ever since it was a blog. This is an OKT.
True OG.
That's right. So thank you for many years of entertainment. Here's to many more. I have now come to the court of Judge J&J for an official ruling regarding a cute or creepy question that has the friend group pretty evenly split down the middle. So I came to the professionals. You ready?
I'm ready.
My friend's in a relationship with a guy who hasn't read the Harry Potter books, but she has. Okay. Instead of him reading the books on his own, she is reading them to him every night. No. No.
No?
No.
Well, let's finish.
I don't know if I can finish.
Let's
What
finish.
is she, old Mother Hubbard?
Let's finish. I have a lot to say.
Okay. And Hagrid came to you're a wizard, Harry. Does she do the voices? Get out of here. This guy's a loser.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Finish the email.
Sometimes she'll read to him from a chair while he sits or lays on a couch, and sometimes they do it while in bed. To me, I can't believe you're even acknowledging this.
I'm ready for the rest of the email.
To me, I can't help but imagine she's like a kindergarten teacher reading a whittle story to her kiddo, and then when he falls asleep, she kisses him on the forehead like a mother would, and it's the most unsexy, condescending thing. However, I haven't been in a serious relationship for many, many years. Now she's telling us her bedtime story. It's been many, many years since I've met a man on Hinge. So I might not be the best judge. I hate that. Okay, which is why I asked a coworker who's been in a great relationship for years, and he agreed with me. Case closed. Until later that night when his girlfriend left me a 3-minute-long voice message, completely disagreeing and explaining to both of us that it is actually super cute if you do it while one person rests their head on the other person's lap while receiving head scratches, and you can just be close and relax with each other, like an audiobook but intimate. So what's the court ruling? Cute or creepy? Also, I'd be interested in Mike's opinion to see if he and Jordana are on the same page. Thanks. I can read it myself.
I forgot to ask.
Did you ask?
I forgot to ask Mike.
Text him right now. See if he comes back.
How do I phrase this in a succinct way? Here, I'm going to send him the email.
Screenshot and go, what do you think? We need your opinion. Because this is, to me, here's the only way this is like fun and endearing. If this is like you two reading like porn novels to each other, then I'm okay with it. Like if it's like two people just reading erotica, one on the lap, one reading, and he touched her bosom on the nipple. Like that's the only way that I could see this being. Harry Potter.
I love this.
God, no! Get the fuck out of here. Really?
I think it's adorable.
Adorable.
I think it's so cute.
Like a little baby.
Yeah. I think it's like that works for them. That's their thing. It's like innocent. It's a little cheesy. This is the kind of thing where you like don't really want it to get out. But
I think it's doing this.
I think they're doing all sorts of shit that they don't.
Bedtime stories.
I would like
here.
this too. I think it's adorable.
Sit next to each other and scroll in silence like a normal couple.
Someone scratches your head and reads a book to you while you like relax. I think it's great.
I don't know. You're a wizard, Harry.
You
Potter. And the wizard said,
honestly,
and Dumbledore said, Potter.
This is what the world needs now.
Professor Snipe was mean.
See,
Like,
this is why your divorced friends only tell you that they hate each other, or not whatever. Your married friends only tell you the horrible things because if they told you something like this, you would have this reaction.
Oh, I would make fun of them till the day they died.
That's what I'm saying. That's why people don't tell you about this kind of stuff.
I'd go, Hagrid. I just keep imagining the voices.
You miserables.
What's the name of the ring guy? Smigel?
Smitty?
No, what's the guy? It's my ring.
Oh, Dobby the elf?
No.
That's Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Lord of the Rings.
Dobby the elf is from Harry Potter. Have you seen Harry Potter?
I've seen portions of it. The Potter people are out of their minds.
You're dating a woman.
Okay. A Potterhead.
She's a Potterhead.
Yeah.
She's read Harry Potter. You haven't. She's like, you're going to love it. I'll read it to you.
I'll
scratch your head. It'll be like our thing. We'll wind down for the night. We'll do it right before bed. What do you think?
I would be like, I don't know.
I think it's so romantic.
I think it's so not romantic. I don't know. It's also the fantasy story of it all. Like,
that makes it even like more like cute and innocent. I think it's so cute.
I can't believe I am reading this. I can't believe there's another side to this.
If someone offered to do this for me, I would love it.
And you just sit and listen.
And get my head scratched? Yeah.
You're putting a lot on this head scratch.
I think it just like, it's more like, here's like a relaxing thing. I actually think this is sort of like where relationships shine in these moments of like, you know what I mean? It's the kind of thing where like, if your partner died, you'd look back and you'd be like, wasn't that like, I can't believe that I had this like pure thing,
a magical relationship
where like,
what would you tell your kids?
You could do this.
It would be worse to walk into my parents doing this than sex. I have to say, this is like,
no, I think
my mom with my like dad's head in her lap, and she's going, and
I think this would be,
and Dumbledore said, "You're a wizard, Harry."
I think this would be less socially acceptable if you had kids.
You think the kids coming into play?
Yeah, makes it like weird, makes it a little weirder. Yeah, it's like you got responsibility.
Is it my turn?
Yeah, this is like a no responsibilities couple, like a childless couple thing.
Honestly, this is like,
is this your nightmare?
This is what Fox News tells their viewers that liberals are doing instead of having children.
I wish.
Like, this is like, I just can't.
You hate it?
Hate it.
I think it's like, adorable.
I think it's
this
crazy.
I think this is hashtag relationship goals. Personally. You think that couple's getting divorced? That couple's breaking up?
Then they'll tell everyone about it and everyone won't date them ever.
No,
I think
because they've got like a pure love.
Pure, I guess.
That's what I'm saying. This is the unseen meat and bones.
If I'm to come to your side a little bit
of relationships,
I see where you're coming from as far as like, this is nice. It's just the specifics.
It just feels so cheesy.
Well, because I keep thinking of like, and then he got on his broom to play. What did they play? Quidditch.
It's because it's like a children's book.
I don't know. It's just the voices. I think that's it. It would get too performative. I don't know. How do you have sex after that? When does the sex happen?
Maybe that's not a sex night.
Well, yeah, because they're not dressed in their wizard's robes and elfin ears.
Maybe that's what does it for them. If Mike wanted me to read a book and I didn't want to read it and he said, I'll read it to you, I would be like, let's do it. Unless it was like one of his boring like basketball Bitcoin books. And I'd be like,
yeah, there is a whole section of the library for basketball Bitcoin.
Then I would not think it was quite as romantic.
It is. I guess the more we talk it out, the more it's
cute.
Kind of I don't know if it's cute.
I think you would let someone.
The imagery is just off-putting to me.
Is it because it's that book?
I think the book matters. I think
What if someone wanted to read 50 Shades of Grey to you?
Yeah, I think it's a different story.
You're fine.
I think erotica.
It would have to be erotica.
Some form of like closer to that.
I think erotica makes it weirder. I think this is like cute. Yeah, this is like the fact that it's not makes it like.
Maybe 50 Shades of Grey is like the perfect in between. Because it's like
not
a
really
storyline and it's not really erotica.
But it gets sexual. Yeah.
I also can't. I fall asleep reading. I wouldn't be able to do this for someone else.
Oh, I know you don't read. You wouldn't be like you wouldn't be the top here.
On the bottom.
Yes.
Yes.
You're getting your head scratched.
Yeah, okay. Yes. Well, then, I don't mind that. When you put it that way.
That's what I'm saying. Let's say she's like, I'll scratch.
Right.
She's like,
this is a lot of work.
Jared, I really want you to enjoy the magic that is Harry Potter. Please, I'll scratch your head. I'll read it to you. You just lie there and relax. I think you would say yes.
The Weasley brothers were out of control.
I think you would say yes.
Their house was manic with.
Would you not say yes?
I'd say yes. Because I'm a yes guy.
And you can get your head scratched.
Yeah, listen. No one I pay for head scratches. I go to nail salons and get them. So I
say hold the reading. Just scratch my head.
We'll go, no Potter.
There'll be no
extra
reading in this
scratches.
house. Your
Yeah.
house is gonna be like Matilda.
House of TV.
You mean Danny DeVito and Matilda?
That's me.
Are you in this family? In this family, we do only watch TV.
We watch TV.
You can't go to school. Who would be here to sign for the packages?
Exactly. Well, we solved dating again. Thank you again to Dry Bar for partnering us with this segment. If there's one thing Dry Bar knows, it's how to give great blowouts. But now you can bring the salon home to you. With their all-inclusive multi-styler, it's truly a magical tool that lets you create curls, a voluminous blowout, and straighten from both wet and dry hair. Low effort, high reward. You're a big Dry Bar person.
Love Dry Bar, and especially love Dry Bar for going on dates, for hyping you up for any big event. I always feel like I'm such a better, hotter version of myself when my hair actually looks good, and Dry Bar helps you get there. They have amazing tools you can have right in your house, so you really have no excuse. You don't have to go to any kind of salon. You can have salon quality hair without leaving your bedroom.
I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Who would know what a person wants from their blowout more than Dry Bar? They have the largest group of people come to them, give them tips, give them, what they're looking for. So the products from them are going to be made from the user, So we love Dry Bar. We want you to go check out their products. Get a blowout that lasts and shop the all-inclusive and blowout defense products at drybar.com. We did it. We solved dating.
We'll be back next week.
Boom.
Bye. Oh no, Mike responded. He said weirdo. Who reads watch the movie?
Dudes.
I thought he would think it was romantic.